Hey riders, welcome back to a brand new video guys. So today we're finally comparing both the a major adventure class bikes. One is the BMW GS 310 guys and the other one is the Adventure 390 from KTM. I've been getting a lot of DMs in Instagram and also a lot of comments in YouTube regarding which one is better to buy, why do you guys buy this one, what is the difference and all. So we're finally making a video today. So hope you guys enjoy the video. Both the bikes which we're comparing for today guys, and as you guys know, in the list of all the adventure bikes right now below 4 lakhs, these are the only two bikes which compete head to head. Like that bike is 3,75,000 on road in Bangalore guys. I think ex showroom is how much?
290 something.
Yeah, 290 or something. And this one, the Adventure 390 in Bangalore on road comes around 3,90,000. And as you guys know, a guy who can afford a BMW can obviously afford Adventure 390. There's just like 15,000 difference in both of them. So that's why I wanted to mainly pick these both for a competition between them. So guys, the main factor which comes into these bikes are, these are not extreme adventure touring bikes guys. These are like, because they don't have the spoke rims, they're just normal rims. These bikes are only meant for the highway strictly, but they can do a little bit off-roading for sure. But when you guys want to talk about touring, right, these bikes are meant to stay on the highway and tour interstate a lot, okay? So the fuel capacity is a main thing when it comes into touring. And as you know, we need to fill the fuel, and like if the fuel capacity is more, you can last for a long ride. If it's not, you have to be going for regular intervals for more and more fuel, like you have to be stopping. So Uday, how much is your fuel capacity on your bike?
11 liters only.
It's only 11, no?
Yeah.
How much do you think the 390 is, huh?
10.
It's 14, right?
14.5.
So guys, the Adventure 390 has a 14.5 liter fuel capacity, but the the GS doesn't have such a big fuel capacity.
It just looks big.
It's not a big tank guys, but trust me, if you guys come into mileage, right, I think the mileage for that bike on an average gives around 30 to 35.
Yeah, on the highway sometimes I get 40 also. Last time I went to village I got 40.
Yeah, so guys, the BMW gives a amazing mileage guys. I think the mileage on the GS 310 is like, if you ask me a rough estimation, it can be from a 30 to 37 range any day, even if you rip a lot. But if you guys come into the Adventure 390, right, it can be from 22 to maximum 30. Nothing more than 30 guys. We have tried.
I feel our man Vaibhav's getting 20.
Yeah, it depends on the way you ride a KTM bike any day guys.
Yeah.
As it's a 390, if you start pulling it more and go on a high RPMs, the mileage will be very less. So I could quote this mileage for the Adventure 390 comparatively less compared to a BMW any day.
Yeah.
So guys, these bikes are amazing for the Indian roads guys. Any day, if you ask me, I have a Super Sport at home, and guys, trust me, it's like one of the worst bikes for India because of the horrible roads and this huge ass speed breakers everywhere, but because it touches everywhere underneath the sump. But these bikes are amazing for the Indian roads because they have amazing ground clearance guys. But apparently Uday has a bigger hand in this, as he has around 220 ground clearance, 220 mm, right?
Yeah.
And then this one has around 200 guys. It's a little less compared to the Adventure the GS, but guys, this is more than enough for the Indian roads, and even off-roading, the Adventure 390 takes a very good beating. But apparently,
but still I have more ground clearance.
Fine. Apparently, the BMW Lover is a winner if it comes to ground clearance, guys. So guys, if you come into performance, right, these are the only two bikes of this adventure class in under 4 lakh section where the bikes perform almost head to head guys. The Adventure 390 has around 390cc and the GS 310 has around 310cc guys. But
13.
Okay, the BMW GS 310 has 313cc to be precise guys. But if it comes into horsepower, the Adventure 390 has 43 horsepower and GS has 34 horsepower. And obviously any day if you guys have a straight line, the Adventure 390 would win it any day because it has obviously the legendary KTM 390 engine in it. But it is tuned for a little less power compared to the Duke 390 or the RC 390. It's not meant for the speed, and it's tuned a little less and smoother version. But yeah guys, even though it is a little tuned to a lesser version, it's still faster than the GS 310 any day guys. But if you guys don't compare the power and want a bike which sounds amazing and feels great, I think the GS 310 is a clear winner guys. The exhaust note is just beautiful guys. And the Adventure 390 doesn't have a very beautiful exhaust note, but the GS 310 literally roars when it overtakes you or anything. You can literally hear it even if it's like 3 bikes away from you when it's trying to rev up to the proper range. But yeah guys, if you guys want the power, I think the Adventure 390 is the way to go. Just 15,000 more and you get so much CC and power. I think this is the one to go for. But if you guys are into the sound and want to enjoy the ride, the GS 310 is any day the clear winner for it. So guys, when it comes to these bikes, they look really tall and really bulky and all. So you guys would obviously think what could be the weight of these humongous bikes, obviously. But actually, if you compare them to a Royal Enfield, they're comparatively drastically less guys.
I can lift the bike.
Guys, the GS 310 comes around 164 kgs and the Adventure 390 is 177. It is a little in the heavier side, but apparently it comes as stock as with the crash guard. So I think from my personal basis, it should be because of the crash guard. It's just an excuse. But yeah guys, this is it's a little more heavier compared to the GS 310. And other than that,
Brakes.
The brakes guys, the brakes are beautiful on both the bikes guys. Both the bikes have beautiful braking and the ABS also works amazing guys. And the braking on the GS, it's around
300 in the front.
300 in the front and 240 in the back guys. And the Adventure 390 has 320 in the front and 230 in the back. But both the brakes for both the bikes work beautiful guys. They're really nice. They don't do any rubbish stuff like the Royal Enfield ABS bikes or anything. They're really good. They're worth the money any day for the braking. But I feel comfortable braking in the GS somehow. I don't know why. I think because the suspension makes it more confident while braking. But in the Adventure, it feels a little scary. These bikes are one of the most comfortable bikes in India, guys. As you guys know, even the suspension plays a major role for the comfort, guys. But if you guys compare both the bikes in suspension, right? The BMW GS 310 has a beautiful suspension for the city and for off-roading also, guys. But the Adventure 390 suspension it's unexpectedly a little firm and hard, guys. For an adventure, this is a little firm. Like it's not bouncy at all. It's really hard. It's not for an adventure bike. The suspension feels like that. As you feel every single pothole or every single stone on the road, it doesn't perform like an extreme adventure bike, but it does clear the factor that it is an adventure bike. But the suspension is not up to the mark. But if you guys come to the BMW's suspension, they are beautiful, guys. It's the only bad thing about the BMW suspension is you go over a mild speed breaker and you'll be bouncing for at least 15 seconds. You'll be going with the flow of the bike. But other than that, in the off-roading section or even in the city, the bike feels amazing with that suspension. Whenever you ride the BMW GS 310, you actually feel it's worth the money mainly because of the suspension and the smoothness of the bike.
Sometimes I feel like I did a stoppie when I put sudden brake. The suspension goes all the way down and I'm like, what?
And then also when you guys want to take it for a drag or anything and suddenly release for acceleration, you literally feel like you're doing a wheelie on the bike because the back end suspension completely goes down, which makes you feel like you're doing a wheelie or something.
Yeah.
But other than that, if you come to comfort, the GS 310 has a beautiful suspension set. But the Adventure is not up to the mark, but it actually catches on pretty quick. But it's a little firm machine if you ask me. And then if you come to the tires, right, we have bought this bike I think almost a year ago, the Adventure 390. We luckily got the Metzeler's for the Adventure 390, but right now, as you guys know, the shipping and all is not happening properly for tires, export and imports and all. The KTMs have they're only getting MRFs right now for the tires for the bike. When you're buying such an expensive bike, you would expect a better tire, but you're not getting that type of tires for the Adventure 390 or 250 anywhere. But apparently the GS 310 still gets Metzeler's always. They're not even going for MRFs. But right now, if you compare these both bikes right now, both are getting Metzeler Tourist tires itself. But apparently the GS310's tires are kind of more
Slightly bigger.
yeah, it's slightly more bigger than the Adventure 390, but both are having the same Mozilla Torrens tires. But apparently if you guys buy a Adventure right now, you would be getting a MRF tires. I don't know if you guys like it, but personally we don't like MRF tires a lot because it takes a while for them to get heated and they're not meant for performance or turns or curves or anything. So it depends on your own taste, guys. So guys, if you come to the headlights and all of the bikes, both have amazing LED lights itself, both of them. But if you look into the performance of the lights in the night, the Adventure 390's lights are not meant for the road. They're only meant for wildlife photography in the night, guys.
Bird sighting.
They help you in bird sighting and all in the trees. As you guys know, the headlights shoot literally in the sky. You can't see anything on the road in the night. I don't know why they're built like that, but the headlights, they say it's adjustable, but we're not able to figure it out till now. But the GS310's headlights are beautiful, guys. They're worth every penny.
Yeah.
They feel literally like a Dominar's headlight, but even better at times. So if you come into the comfort of the bike, right, I've told you regarding the suspension and all, and if you come into the seating wise, how the cushioning of the bikes are for the seats for both the bikes, the GS310's front seat is more spongy and more soft for a rider any day, as the riding seat for the Adventure 390 is it's little hard. If you look into the adventure bikes, you literally have to buy that soft
Gel seat or something.
yeah, the
it's
gel
called.
seat for keeping on this if you guys want to tour, because it's not really nice for the Adventure 390. But if you guys come to the pillion seat for both the bikes, are almost similar. There's nothing different in both of them. They're really soft and really nice and comfortable for the pillion seats. But the riding seat is not as comfortable for the Adventure 390. And if you guys look into it, the Adventure 390 gets two separate seats for pillion and the rider. But whereas the BMW GS310, it's both are attached to each other. And I think you even get adjustable seat for the GS310.
Yeah, when you're buying, you get three options: the lower one, the mid, and the higher one.
Yeah, so you can choose between these three based on your height, because few people can't reach the ground as it's a very tall bike. But in the Adventure 390, you don't get any option like that. You have to go for whatever comes from the production itself. Other than that, if you guys look into comfort, both are similar, but the GS310 is better for the rider. So we've explained you guys everything regarding the bikes, guys, and right now when you guys purchase a bike, there's one last thing which you guys will always look into, and that would be the maintenance cost of both the bikes. And this is where you'll be seeing a rich person like Uday get poor every year.
Richer.
So yeah, guys, the Adventure 390 gets two services a year. One is in like every 6 months, or once every 7,000 kilometers, based on which comes earlier. And the first service, like in the mid of the year, the service costs you around 1,200 to 1,600 the max, guys. In this service, they just change the oils and they just check up on the bike if anything else is needed. And the second service, the major service for KTM, will cost you around 3,200 to maximum 4,000, guys. It can even range to 2,800, guys, if you're too lucky. And in this last service, whatever they will be taking, they'll be changing a few parts in the bike, which will, like the air filter, the oils and all this. And this is the most expensive service in KTM every year, guys. And it is in the range of 2,800 to 3,600 to 4,000 max. And if you guys come to the legendary BMW bikes, right, guys, they only luckily have one service every year, guys, or every 10,000 kilometers.
Yeah.
And the service price will be explained by Uday from here on.
So the first service costed me around 5.8, and now, which is this year, I have to take it for second service, and it's gonna be around. He just told it's gonna be around 10 to 12,000, and then my heart dropped.
Yeah, so guys, every yearly service for a BMW would be range from, I feel it's going to be range from 8 to 12,000. We'll definitely make a video regarding it once this bike goes again. But I could give you a rough estimation of 8 to 12,000, and that's a lot into the expensive side, guys. And one more thing which I hate regarding this guy's BMW bikes are, these bikes are meant for extreme touring, guys. You guys literally want to go a stretch of 1,500 kilometers to 2,000 kilometers in a ride for sure. The only thing is customer help. It's zero if you guys come to BMW, guys, because there are a very less amount of service stations or showrooms throughout India. And when you guys go on a bike like this, and if you get stuck somewhere, all you could do is call the RSA, the roadside assistance, and they should take care from there. And for them to arrive and throwing the bike into the truck and all, that's at least a 6 hours process. Depends on where you get stuck. If you get stuck in Ladakh, don't ask me about that. But
Best you learn how to service your bike.
yeah, so BMW is not the bike to go for if you guys look into reliability, because you don't get a lot of parts everywhere, and it's very rare to get parts outside beside the showroom or the service station. But
Yeah.
whereas if you come into the KTM showroom like place, right, you get a showroom, I think at least every 60-kilometer radius you'll get a showroom anywhere in India, guys. I've seen a showroom every place I went till now for a trip till now, and that keeps me really brave whenever I take my bike out, right, guys? Because it's very reliable, because anywhere you go there's a KTM service station, which would definitely help you guys out. And that's one major advantage for the Adventure 390 any day, guys. So guys, I've been praising the BMW a lot till now, guys. Yeah, but I've been on and off regarding the bikes. I'm literally debating on which one is better, guys. But I'll tell you a few points which the Adventure 390, why is it 15,000 extra, guys? And the first point comes into the speedometer or the TFT display in my terms, guys. Because the Adventure 390 gets an amazing informative TFT display, guys. You get to know every single information on that bike, and it gets a colorful display, guys. But whereas the BMW GS310, they have changed a few things like the paint scheme and all, but they couldn't get a TFT display even in this year's model, guys.
It's good enough, actually.
Enough. So guys, for that price range, they're not able to get a TFT display even this year for the bike. I think in the future bikes it will be upgraded. See, that is the first point which I told you about the Adventure 390. Why is it 3,90,000 it's worth compared to 3,75,000? And the second point, guys, see, these bikes are adventure. So you guys want to do off-roading here and there, and when you guys do off-roading, you need to take out the traction control, you have to switch the ABS and kill the ABS at the back and all. Well, you can't do those type of cool stuff on the BMW GS310, guys. You can do all those stuff on the Adventure 390 and have a lot of fun. But if you come into the BMW, the new version is the only version which doesn't have it, guys. The past versions all had it, and they had some Euro regulations which they had to follow, so they couldn't get the ABS thing done for it. But other than that, if you look into accessories, both the bikes get amazing accessories. You can get a wide range of accessories, like starting from 0 to 50 different types of accessories for both the bikes. And apparently the Uday has upgraded almost a lot for the bike. But
90%. You could say 90%.
75%.
Huh?
But the
Oh,
Adventure
God.
Vibe hasn't upgraded anything yet, because he's not using it for any touring or any trip yet. So I think in the future he will be. But if you guys come into the price of the parts, right, I think for both it's similar. But for the crash guard of the GS310, if you guys go into the showroom,
Slightly higher.
yeah, in the showroom it's very high, not slightly. It's a rocket price in the showroom, guys. It's
You can
like,
buy everything for the Adventure,
yeah,
basically.
like it's around 25,000 to 30,000.
Hello, 30.
30,000 for the crash guard in the showroom, guys, but we got it aftermarket done outside for I think 8,000. I'm not sure.
10 and 8.
Yeah,
In showroom
18,000
it's
outside,
30 and
guys.
20.
And we got two of them. While as in the showroom, one is 30 and one is 20, guys. In the showroom, everything is so overpriced, but outside also it is kind of overpriced for the thing. Whereas for the Adventure 390, everything is a very mild thing if it comes into parts. You can get a lot of accessories, except for the crash guard for the BMW. Remaining everything, the headlight grill, additional headlights and all, everything is the same price for both the bikes, guys.
Yeah.
And these bikes are meant to be customized, and if you guys get these bikes, it's better to get them customized according to your personal needs. As you guys can see, Uday got the windshield done because it helps him from the wind blast whenever he goes for a tour. So guys, hope you guys like the raw comparison which we did between both the bikes, guys. I think in the future we'll be doing a comparison between the GS310 and the Himalayan also for sure, depending on what you guys want. But for now, if you guys like the comparison, whatever we did, hope you guys liked it. And please don't forget to subscribe down below. The button is right over there, the red color one.
Even the bell icon.
Yeah, even the bell icon, guys. Apparently, 83% of you guys have not subscribed, but just be watching our videos. Why? Just subscribe. It's free. It's not like Amazon Prime where you have to pay. But yeah, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. And please join the ST Rider Tube community for more fun vlogs in the future.
Peace.